The world is full of people, each with unique abilities. Some are fully aware of their powers, while others barely realize what they're capable of. But living a double life isn't as simple as it sounds, and believe it or not, some circus legends pulled it off. In today's world, most of their stories have faded into obscurity, forgotten by modern audiences. The good news? We're traveling back in time to uncover these incredible circus legends who lived secret lives alongside their public fame. Their hidden stories are shocking, fascinating, and will leave you stunned. So buckle up and let's dive in. Number 15. Lillian Litzel. Lillian Litzel, born 1892 in Liegnitz, Germany, became a leading aerialist in early 20th century circuses. She specialized in the Roman rings, performing high-risk maneuvers requiring exceptional upper body strength and flexibility. Litzel joined the Ziegfeld Follies in the United States and performed internationally, combining spins, releases, and drops at heights exceeding 30 feet. Her career required daily training to maintain muscle strength and grip endurance, with injuries being a constant occupational hazard. She often used specialized rigging equipment, including safety harnesses and steel cables, which were maintained by stage crews. On October 14, 1931, during a performance in Hartford, Connecticut, a rigging failure caused her to fall. Medical reports indicate she sustained multiple fractures and internal injuries, resulting in death within days. Litzel's documented performance routines, photographs, and contemporary circus records provide insight into early aerial acrobatics, stage engineering, and occupational risks in live performances. Her case is frequently cited in studies of circus safety and historical performance techniques. Number 14. Elizabeth Green, the Stork Woman. Elizabeth Green, active in American circuses in the 1920s and 1930s, was known for a congenital condition that elongated her neck and altered her facial structure, giving her a distinct stork-like appearance. She performed in sideshows and exhibitions where her unique features were highlighted, often alongside acrobats or other performers with unusual physiques. Stage setups included raised platforms and carefully arranged props to ensure visibility for audiences while minimizing risk of injury. Contemporary photographs capture her posture, neck alignment, and interactions with props, providing detailed visual documentation. Promotional materials and press reports document her appearances in multiple states, including performance schedules and tour locations. Observers noted her endurance, poise, and ability to maintain stage presence throughout long shows. Elizabeth Green's career contributes data on presentation strategies, spatial planning, and adaptive staging for performers with distinctive physical characteristics in early 20th century American circuses. Number 13. Belle Eckert. Belle Eckert was a knife-throwing performer active in American circuses during the early 1900s. She specialized in precision knife-throwing acts, often targeting props positioned near assistants or herself, which required exact calculations of distance, speed, and angle. Born in 1885 in the United States, Eckert began training in her teenage years, developing both arm strength and spatial awareness to execute consistent throws during high-pressure performances. Her acts typically included rapid sequences of multiple knives aimed around a human target, emphasizing timing and coordination. Eckert toured extensively, performing with traveling circuses and sideshows across the Midwest and Eastern United States. Contemporary circus records and promotional materials detail her repertoire and show schedules. While her stage persona conveyed confidence and composure, off-stage routines involved repetitive training sessions, equipment preparation, and risk assessment to maintain accuracy and prevent injuries. Photographs and eyewitness accounts from the period document the setup of her acts, showing standardized distances, knife types, and stage configurations, which contributed to her ability to perform reliably in live shows over several decades. Number 12. The Flying Wallendas. The Flying Wallendas are a multi-generational family of high-wire performers, originally from Germany, who became internationally known for their acrobatic tightrope acts. The family specializes in multi-person pyramid formations, often performed without safety nets, relying on balance, coordination, and teamwork. The first generation began performing in the 1920s, traveling across Europe and the United States. Members trained from early childhood, focusing on core strength, timing, and precise foot placement to maintain stability during complex maneuvers. Over decades, the Wallendas experienced multiple incidents during performances, including falls that resulted in serious injuries or fatalities, documented in circus archives and contemporary newspapers. Equipment used includes tensioned steel cables, counterweights, and stabilization poles, all carefully maintained to ensure structural integrity. Performers adhere to regimented rehearsal schedules to perfect each sequence, including pyramid formations of up to 7 people. The family continues to perform internationally, with records of their acts detailing setup, cable height, and spacing requirements. Number 11. Charles Blondin. The Great Blondin. Charles Blondin, born Jean-François Gravelet in 1824 in France, gained worldwide recognition as one of the 19th century's most skilled tightrope performers. He became famous for crossing Niagara Falls on a rope measuring approximately 1,300 feet long and just 2 inches thick. Blondin first accomplished the feat in 1859, balancing 160 feet above the water without safety nets or harnesses. His performances included variations such as blindfolded crossings, pushing a wheelbarrow, and even carrying a passenger on his back. Detailed contemporary accounts describe the setup process, including cable anchoring and counterbalance weights used to stabilize the rope across the gorge. Blondin maintained a strict training regimen focusing on muscle balance and concentration. Outside Niagara, he performed similar feats across Europe and the United States, each requiring precise environmental calculations for wind and cable tension. Historical performance records list his final active shows in the late 1880s, confirming his longevity and influence in advancing complex high-wire techniques. Number 10. Frank Lentini, the three-legged man. Among the most documented physical anomalies of the sideshow era, Frank Lentini stood out for a body that challenged anatomy textbooks. His third leg, attached near the spine and extending beside his right leg, drew attention from both medical observers and circus audiences. Born in 1889 in Sicily, he arrived in the U.S. as a child and joined traveling circuses before adulthood. Lentini incorporated humor and demonstration into his act, often kicking a football with the additional limb to show partial control. Early posters listed his measurements in detail, describing the limb's full bone and muscle structure. Anatomical journals of the period referenced his condition as a classic case of parasitic twinning. Off-stage, Lentini managed his career with precision, negotiating contracts and maintaining steady touring schedules through the 1930s. His exhibitions combined scientific curiosity with commercial success, making him a consistent draw in American and European shows. Records confirm his last active tours in the 1940s. Number 9. Johnny Eek the Half Man. Publicity posters from the 1930s and 1940s introduced Johnny Eek as the Half Man, a performer whose lower body ended at the waist. His condition, a severe congenital malformation, left him without legs, but with exceptional upper body strength. Eek's act relied on agility and balance, moving across stages and circus platforms using only his arms. Born in the early 20th century in the United States, he adapted his movements to acrobatics and contortion routines, performing in both circus shows and early horror-themed exhibitions. Newspaper archives from his touring years describe audiences drawn to his speed and coordination rather than pity or novelty. Offstage, Eek participated in film projects and local exhibitions, broadening his career beyond sideshows. Photographs show his use of custom-designed supports and reinforced gloves to manage long performances on hard surfaces. Performance records confirm his active touring period into the 1950s, marking him as one of the few performers of his era to combine physical limitation with professional endurance. Number 8. Grady Stiles Sr. Known professionally as part of the Lobster Boy family, Grady Stiles Sr. gained recognition for his performances in American sideshows throughout the mid-1900s. His condition, ectrodactyly, caused his hands and feet to form in claw-like shapes, making daily movement difficult but visually distinct for stage appearances. Stiles performed alongside his family, creating multi-generational acts that drew large audiences to carnival circuits across the United States. Medical descriptions from the time note his limb structure with divided digits and shortened bones, features common to the inherited disorder. Offstage documentation reveals his involvement in show organization and contract management, handling logistics for multiple touring schedules. Archival records from traveling shows list Stiles as a headline act through the 1940s and 1950s, frequently appearing in both tent exhibitions and televised circus programs. The anatomical uniqueness of his limbs and the commercial success of his family act made him one of the most recognizable figures in mid-century American sideshow performance history. Number 7. Lahi Brun. Few performers ever matched the control and velocity that defined Lahi Brun's juggling acts. Born in Germany in 1925, she mastered her craft long before reaching adulthood, using hours of disciplined training to refine movements that looked impossibly fast, even to fellow professionals. Her entry into the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus marked a turning point. Audiences weren't just watching tricks, they were watching human precision at its absolute limit. On stage, she manipulated up to 7 rings with a rhythm so seamless it bordered on hypnotic. Technicians recalled her insistence on perfect lighting angles and custom-weighted props, ensuring each routine appeared flawless from every seat. Away from the spotlight, she advised younger performers, translating her methods into practical instruction. Decades later, historians still refer to her as one of the few jugglers who bridged the gap between pure entertainment and athletic artistry, setting a lasting benchmark for technical excellence in circus performance. Number 6. Antonio Franconi. Antonio Franconi played a pivotal role in the development of European circus in the late 18th century, specializing in equestrian performances that combined precise riding with theatrical display. Born in Italy in 1737, he established one of the first permanent circuses in Paris, where he trained both riders and horses in complex routines. Performances included synchronized movements, vaulting, and choreographed group exercises requiring exact timing and rigorous discipline. Historical accounts highlight the intricate staging, including the design of the ring, positioning of props, and coordination among multiple performers to maintain safety and visual impact. Franconi also managed logistics for touring acts, ensuring horses and performers could adapt to different venues without compromising performance quality. Documentation from contemporary newspapers and engravings of the period shows audiences captivated by his orchestrated equestrian sequences, which involved rapid direction changes, leaps, and balancing acts. Franconi's operational methods and performance techniques influenced European circuses for decades, providing a structured approach to training, show design, and the integration of live animals into large-scale public entertainment. Number 5. Alice Guy. Alice Guy, though primarily known as a film pioneer, maintained a lesser-known presence in circus-themed productions during the early 20th century. Born in 1873 in France, she directed short films that incorporated acrobatic and aerial acts captured on camera, blending cinematic techniques with live performance documentation. Her work included staged sequences featuring trapeze artists, jugglers, and tightrope performers, highlighting movements that were otherwise difficult to preserve or study. Guy meticulously coordinated lighting, camera placement, and timing to ensure that each stunt was recorded with accuracy, providing a visual record of circus methodology. Production notes and archival footage reveal her attention to performer spacing, safety apparatus, and synchronization of multiple acts in single frames. These early cinematic representations allowed for comparative analysis of techniques used in live circuses across Europe. While not a traditional performer herself, her documentation contributed to the study of circus arts, offering insight into performance pacing, spatial dynamics, and technical requirements for aerial stunts and high-speed juggling sequences that were difficult to observe from the audience perspective. Number 4. Morris the Elastic Skin Man. Performances in early 20th century circuses sometimes showcased rare physical conditions, and Morris gained attention for his exceptional flexibility. Likely affected by Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, his joints and skin could stretch far beyond typical human limits, allowing him to perform contortion acts that appeared impossible. Born in the late 1800s, Morris joined traveling sideshows across Europe and North America, performing in tents and theaters designed for close-up audience viewing. Contemporary posters and newspaper accounts describe routines where he could twist his limbs into tight coils, fit into small boxes, and perform extreme backbends while maintaining control off-stage. He prepared carefully for performances, conditioning muscles, and ensuring that joints were warmed to prevent injury. Medical observers documented his condition, noting both the remarkable range of motion and the potential for chronic joint pain or damage. Stage photographs highlight the exaggerated contours of his body during contortion sequences, and performance schedules indicate that he maintained regular tours for decades, demonstrating both physical endurance and audience appeal. Number 3. Hunter, the Pony Boy. Hunter, born with congenital genu recurvatum, had knees that bent backward, resulting in a unique method of locomotion on all fours. He performed in sideshows and circuses, executing routines that mimicked equine movements and included pulling small wagons or engaging in group choreographed acts. Performance areas were adjusted with ramps, padded flooring, and reinforced props to allow repeated execution without injury. Promotional posters and program notes from touring circuses detail his movements, including timing, balance, and coordination, as well as the length and structure of his routines. Photographs from performances show the posture and limb alignment required to sustain extended acts. Physical training focused on arm, shoulder, and core strength to compensate for restricted leg function. Hunter maintained consistent touring schedules for several years. After retiring from performing, he pursued work in mechanical repair and vehicle restoration, demonstrating technical skill outside the stage. Number 2. Frank Cannonball Richards. Frank Richards, born in 1887 in the United States, became known as Cannonball for his stage act involving being struck in the stomach with a cannonball shot from a small cannon. His routine required precise positioning, reinforced stage platforms, and careful calculations of projectile weight and trajectory to avoid fatal injury. Posters and newspaper accounts from the 1920s through the 1940s document repeated acts performed in traveling circuses and fairs, noting audience reactions and the technical setup. Richards trained extensively to condition abdominal muscles, ensuring the body could absorb extreme force while maintaining mobility and stability. Medical observations of his endurance and physical adaptation were recorded by contemporary physicians interested in stunt-related injury prevention. His act also included variations with audience volunteers and differing cannonball sizes, requiring adjustments to timing and body positioning. Number 1. Desi Espana. Suspended high above audiences, Desi Espana worked with aerial silks that demanded absolute control and concentration. Her training emphasized body coordination, controlled descent, and fabric management, skills refined through years on the Ringling Bros circuit in the early 2000s. Technical documents from the period describe her use of twin silk fabrics anchored to reinforced beams, with every strand inspected for tension and elasticity before each show. Stage lighting and camera stills from rehearsals reveal how she managed mid-air rotations and secure wraps at significant height. The physical discipline behind those movements required sustained grip strength and precision timing with minimal error tolerance. During a 2004 performance in St. Paul, Minnesota, a single fabric failure resulted in a fatal fall, prompting a complete review of aerial rigging protocols across major circuses. Equipment reports and safety assessments produced afterward detail material stress limits, suspension configurations, and load-bearing data still referenced in later training for aerial silk practitioners worldwide. Exploring the extraordinary lives of these circus legends reveals details that are both fascinating and mind-bending, from daring stunts to rare physical traits that define their careers. If this journey into history caught your attention, make sure to like this video, share it with friends who appreciate the unbelievable, and leave a comment about which act or story surprised you the most. Your engagement helps keep these stories alive and accessible to more viewers. Subscribe today to stay connected for future discoveries, and thank you sincerely for supporting this channel and the exploration of extraordinary human history.